Metropolis Police Department has been trying to find the big man.
Lex Luthor?
So he's a known crime boss, but he's a known crime boss who has only 2 people working for him. And I love the performances. I have no problem with Ned Beatty and Valerie Perrine. They're both great.
Yeah.
They really are. They handle the dialogue perfectly, and her scene with him is so great. It's with Superman saving him.
Yeah.
It's so good.
What more could anyone ask?
But it's just softening what should be, this guy is Superman's big threat. When it does sell it, then it works really well. And John Williams, he knows where he's putting it to. Doom, doom, ba-doom, ba-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. My name is Otis, and I'm a fucking doink. That's the whole thing, is that the characters are funny, they're well played, but I would never have put them in there. I would have made Luthor more of a full-on threat, who could still be quippy and still be like sly.
Yeah.
But why would this brilliant man surround himself with these people?
With total nincompoops, as they say.
Yes.
Verbatim in the script.
Why, it's the most brilliantly diabolical leader of our time, surrounding himself with total nincompoops.
Which is funny that they call attention to it.
Yeah.
In the actual dialogue.
Yeah.
Of how absurd it is.
I love that he never lets up.
Yes, I was just talking about you.
They seem to be pretty immune to it, but he's constantly belittling both of them all the fucking time.
Get away! N as in Neanderthal, nincompoop, nitwit.
Do you know why the number 200 has so much significance for both me and you, Otis? It's your weight and my IQ.
Now think, people, think!
Yeah.
Do you want to see a very long arm, Otis? Do you want to see a very long arm?
And that's the thing about it. They go for comedy, but the comedy is so good.
No, I mean,
and it's like,
it is, the stuff generally works, and he is still ruthless. If he was a totally watered down villain, then you'd be like, what was this about? But the fact that, yes, Otis is an idiot and gives away their location because he's being tailed.
In spite of those cat-like reflexes.
But then that's pretty freaking brutal of Luthor just shoving the guy in front of the oncoming train. And they have Miss Tessmacher going like,
sick.
And he's like, he just shrugs like, I do what I got to do.
Sick, Miss Tessmacher? Sick when I'm mere days from executing the crime of the century?
And the whole thing of him going like,
is that how a warped brain like yours gets its kicks?
Threatening the deaths of millions of people, he goes,
no, by causing the death of innocent people.
And you're like, okay, lines like that make that character work. Again, it's 2 actors, one of whom was already, everyone knew Gene Hackman. He was a god already.
Voila!
Christopher Reeve is the guy no one knows. But that is a talented young actor. Finally, the antagonist and protagonist are facing off. So they're both bringing it. Because Superman is not quipping through this. Where is it, Luthor? Where is the pellet that's going to kill him? And he goes, in the back of my mind, actually.
Yeah.
It's a little idea I've been toying with. You're like, God damn it. They're both perfect. And the whole thing of like Luthor's playing them and he's sitting on that trunk. They're just surrounded by lead. And then Superman is like,
you diseased maniac.
Oh, surrounded by lead. Very nice. And tosses him bodily across the room. All of this is working. I got no problems with it. A little souvenir from the old hometown. His first exposure to kryptonite. Perfect.
And the watch moment that you pointed out.
The watch moment is the coldest thing in the world. I love it.
I know exactly where it's headed. Hackensack, New Jersey.
One of my favorite lines from the original movie. But Lex, my mom lives in Hackensack. And then he just looks at his watch and goes,
yeah.
Just shakes his head. That is the coldest. That is one of the best Lex Luthor moments of all time. Where he just goes, no, she doesn't. Oh! And I love the ultrasonic message to Superman is so good.
That's so straight out of the comics.
He's also, the way he's playing it is completely like, it's like only one thing and blah, blah, blah. And I knew you'd never accept an invitation to tea.
Yeah.
And the whole thing, it's just so great.
And then he's taunting him.
There's a strong streak of good in you, Superman.
But then nobody's perfect. It's just great.
Lex Luthor's keen mind. Lex Luthor's savvy.
When they let Hackman be brilliant and threatening while being cocky and snarky, it's exactly the character I've always wanted Lex Luthor to be.